everybody, Josh from CollectionDX, here with another review. This time we have Bandai's VF-19 Kai Fire Valkyrie. It's part of the High Metal line. Now, High Metal used to be a line that meant, well, had lots of metal. I mean, it was a short-lived line for Macross Valkyries when Bandai had them. When they put out Valkyries that looked something like that. But now, high metal must mean you have to be high to think there's any metal in this toy. There is very little metal in it. I'll tell you that right now. It's very light. People are going to want to know, is it heavy? No, it's not. It's heavy. But it's still a pretty damn good toy. I like it a lot. It's the successor to the VF-100's line. I think this was originally announced to be a VF-100, and then they decided to put it in the high metal line, and so we thought, hey, there's going to be metal in it. No, there's no metal, really. I mean, there's metal in the connection points and things like that, but hardly anything else. But what is nice is there is a minimum amount of part swapping to transform this. Unfortunately, there is some part swapping, unnecessary part swapping at that, but we'll get to that as we do the transformation to the various modes. So, this comes from Macross 7, which is a very underrated Macross show that's really about, I don't know, rocking out and Valkyries, It is truly a successor to Macross. So if you haven't ever given it a fair shake, do yourself a service and watch it. It is really good. As the series goes on, it definitely feels like, a sequel to Macross, like it should. So this is Neki Basara's Fire Valkyrie, and he is the leader of of a band called Fire Bomber, but it also the pilot of a squad of Valkyries called I think it's a Sound Force or something like that uses song to fight the enemy. So this is his VF-19 Kai, sorry. Little different than the production VF-19s. In the show, there's also a sound booster pack that I think you can actually get as a Tamashii web exclusive, so we're not going to talk about that today. So, we'll talk about the toy itself. Nice sleek lines. It's, it fits together pretty good. I have a few issues with some parts kind of popping out of place on the back here a little bit where these panels go. It doesn't line up, as perfect as it could, but that could just be me. Maybe need a little more practice with it. But, the nose and everything is pretty nice. There's no exterior metal anywhere on the toy, except you can see the little inserts in the back of the feet. Those are metal. The rest of the metal is structural. So, I mean, it's heavier than a VF-100. It's heavier than a Revoltech. It's heavier than a Toynami 100. So, I mean, you could tell that metal does add a little bit to it, but it is still pretty light considering I first got the box and I'm like, whoa, that's it. So, a few things about the jet mode here. First of all, no landing gear. No places to put landing gear. You can't pop anything out, anywhere. I don't even know if this vehicle had it in the show or not, but there's no landing gear. So it just kind of lays there. But it did come with a stand, sort of. So this clear piece attaches to the bottom, like so. And if you were to have a Tamashii stand, this would plug into it, and that would be your stand. I don't have one of those, so stand is useless. Well, not totally useless, because you can kind of, prop it up on the ground like so, which isn't too bad, I guess. But it would have been nice if they gave you the whole stand. So, 1 negative, no landing gear. 2 negative, stand. Third negative, it does come with a gun, but the gun cannot be stowed underneath the ship in fighter mode. So the gun no place for the gun to go. Once again, I think in the show, his gun pops out of his leg armor, you know, so that could be accurate. It's been a little while since I've seen it. But anyway, so yeah, nice, sleek looking mode. Let's go and do the initial transformation to Gerwalk mode, shall we? Alright, so here we go. First thing we do is we can pop out the wings. You just snap out the sides there. Pretty easy. The feet pull out, like so. And you can see, if you look carefully, the metal connector rods in there. They're ball jointed, so that's nice. Okay. Underneath here, there's little tabs on the side of the fuselage here, so you have to kind of pop it out on either side. Okay. And then it's got some nice joints here that allow you the full range of motion, so none of that silly spare leg joint thing that was going on with the VF-100s, which I don't like to think about. So if you wanted to, you could do just the leg, you know, like it's kind of the half Gerwalk mode, which I think you do see in the show. Basically, it's, you know, something like that. So that looks cool. Great. We can do that, and look at how nice it stands. It's got a really nice Gerwalk pose, and look, it's got this, you know, a nice leg joint there. A lot of articulation. Very happy with that. So, okay, to get the arms out, much like every other version of this type of it, whether it be the VF-19 or whatever, these swing out and around. Now, here's another missed opportunity, I think. So on your normal Valkyrie, you have like you lift up a panel and you flop it around. No, this one you have to remove those little vents, and then from there pop in a hand. Not the worst thing in the world, but you know, I guess you wish you didn't have to do that. You know, one more thing that, like, you know, you couldn't have really engineered that to work. Guess not. So same thing on the other side. Some people probably got all up in arms that it's inexcusable. Why couldn't, I mean, yeah, it's a bummer, but you know, kind of something you got to deal with modern toys, is that you're gonna have to do crap like that. So you can lift up the center fuselage just a little bit, bring the wings around, like, come here, there we go. Now, another thing that it tells you to do, and this is something that is odd, is that the head, of course, you know, there's supposed to be a big fin on the back. It's a separate part, so you actually just kind of have to lock it in there. And there you have Gerwalk mode for the Fire Valkyrie. Very solid, very stable, very good looking. Once again, okay, sucks about the hands, sucks about the head, fin. What are you gonna do? It's what they decided to do. You can deal with it, I guess. So I like it. All right, we're there. We're good. The rest is kind of smooth sailing, mostly. All right, so to go from Gerwalk to Batroid, you unfold this whole section here. Now, there's a little panel here. You can see behind the head where I'm pushing underneath with my pinky, and you can just kind of, if you had thumbnails, which my thumbnails are not worth anything. There we go. Come on. Alright, so you pop out that panel, you pop out the head, and this whole assembly is, you know, moves. Turn the head around, and that's where the head's at so far. What we do now is we take the legs, straighten them out, and we open the little door under here. do something like that. Oh, I can't see that's in the way. So you end up coming around like so, and then this snaps and comes around. So you have something like that. Now you can finish moving your legs to this position and then push them down. Alright? Cool. So now it's just a matter of bringing this section up around. But there's a little catch that you want to be aware of, is that this gap here, see this gap? You need to make sure that that gap stays kind of where it is. And remember that sliding plate I told you that the head is on? You can kind of see it, this little gray plate up to the side here. That plate has to fall in that gap. Okay, so when you come up and around, you're just going to kind of make sure that it falls in there. It's nothing major, but it took me a minute to be like, why is this not working out the way it should? Alright, so we're getting there. We're almost done. So back to the whole parts thing. We put the middle head section on, like so. Put the antenna on. If I can do it with my fat fingers. There we go. Oh, I suck. I don't know if I can put this on my resume or not. Can't review toys. Alright, so there's the head now. Now you get those fins on. So, alright, on this part here, this cod piece, I guess you'd call it, kind of comes out and around. And these fins on the shoulders come down. And I think that is pretty much it. Well, it is, but it isn't. So, in Battleroid mode, once again, very, very nice. Cool looking, solid, posable. I mean, check out these awesome leg joints. So, there's a phenomenal amount of articulation going on here. Really, really nice. So that's not, I mean, when you think about it, that's not too bad for the part swapping quotient. But wait. All looks good from the front. But whoa. What's with all those gaps in the back? That kind of looks nasty. So, yes, you can do the transformation, and leave it like that. But of course, people are going to want it to look a little nicer than that, right? So Bandai provides you with all these parts, these little kind of widget parts that snap in to the leg cavities, so you can get a more seamless look to your Valkyrie, like I know so many of you like. So all these pieces just kind of snap in. They're kind of keyed so they each go in the proper side. Come on. And once they're in, they look pretty sharp. It looks like it was meant to be that way. Where's the last one? Here it is. So there's 6 pieces in all to fill out the back of those legs. I can't complain so much about it because you don't need them. It comes down to personal preference. So if you want them, if you really want to have that kind of smoother, completed look, you'll want to use those. But you don't need them. If you want to keep it on your shelf and be able to take it down and transform it and put it back, you can leave them off and it's not gonna look terrible. So, what else do we got to talk about with this guy? Gun. Alright, so comes with another hand, trigger hand. Place gun and trigger hand, easy enough. Pop it in. Boom. He's got gun. So that looks pretty good. Speaking of hands, a notable omission to this toy: no closed fists. Another like, what? Why would you not have closed fists? I don't know. But whatever, no closed fists. Maybe he's just too awesome to have closed fists. The last thing I want to show you about this toy is that he comes with an alternate faceplate, which we will just pop this faceplate off. Pop that faceplate on. Replace the little cappy thing. So it's kind of it's like an armored look to it, you know, so he doesn't get like space debris in his mouth, I guess. I really don't remember what it's for. But I know I do just love the design of this Valkyrie as a rule. You know, I've been in love with it since I saw its kind of prototype stage in Macross Plus. I loved it again in 7, and I would love to see it more and more. So this is a pretty cool toy. You can get yours at angles.com. They have them. They're cool people. Of note is Yamato has announced that they are coming out with a 160 version of this. So that will be very cool. And that may hold hope for the future Perfect Transformation version. I'm sure maybe Bandai will do another version of this. I don't know. Who knows what they do. It seems to be a game of one-upmanship between Yamato, Bandai, you know, back and forth, who can make the best Valkyrie. So, anywho, yeah, the VF-19 Kai high metal from Bandai. You can get yours at angles.com. This has just been Josh from CollectionDX. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Sayonara.